Hello, universe. Welcome to the most spectacular wrestling podcast you will find on the internet. You are listening to Tag Me In, bro. I'm Joe Tantillo, and as always, I'm seated next to my terrific co-host, Taryn O'Connor. Say hi to the people, Taryn.
Hi to the people, Taryn.
If you're new to the show, the format is simple. Each week, we discuss all the magnificent moments, turbulent times, and stunning surprises that professional wrestling has to offer.
So turn your radio up and your opinions down, because we've got some hot tags coming up NXT, which means next.
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
What's up, universe? It's Joe Tantillo, the J-Lister, coming to you live from Buffalo, New York. We are reviewing Extreme Rules on this episode of the podcast, and we are going to be talking about how it was basically just regular rules, and a lot of people didn't like it. We did. We're going to be talking about both sides of the argument, what went down, what didn't go down, booking decisions, etc., etc. Let's get to that in a moment. But first, folks, you don't want to miss out on 1 second of Tag Me In Bro content, so go on Twitter right now and follow us at Tag Me In Bro. And be sure to turn notifications on, subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, and also drop us a 5-star review. You can do all those things and help us to grow, and we appreciate it. Now, let's get forward moving, because things are about to go down in a big way. Today, tomorrow, and every day, we are talking wrestling. The only thing we got going on today is the main event, where we'll be discussing the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. So without further ado, and now it's time for the main event. Here we are in the main event, talking about Extreme Rules. John, what did you like about Extreme Rules? And what did you not like about Extreme Rules? One quick thing, first things that come to your head to start off. Oh, and I forgot to say, John's here, as always, at BFLO Codebreaker on Twitter. Say hi to the people, John.
Hey, it's me, JJD.
Now, give him your opinion.
Just rattling off the first few things that come to mind. I liked all the booking decisions. I thought they were very, very good for the most part. I know I just said all of them, but I'm going to change it for 2 for the most part, just in case there's something I forgot. Dislikes, Carmella.
Yeah, that's fair. Things that I liked, most of the booking made sense, so agreeing with you there, as well as the Kevin Owens getting thrown off of the steel cage spot. Things that I did not like, overall match quality, and yeah, Carmella. But let's break it down a little further. We will start with the fact that we ran a poll on Twitter to gauge the opinion of you guys, whether you liked it or not. It was a little more than 50% did not like the show. It was like 53% did not like the show, 47% did. So overall, you guys did not like the show, but very split on this one, which we found interesting. Always super interested when it's like split right down the middle like that. If you want to hear more about our opinions about division amongst the wrestling fan base, go back and listen to our podcast, because we did a main event on it where we talked about it for 30 minutes at one point, so you can hear our thoughts on that there. As far as the pay-per-view itself, it started a little bit slow, and our expectations were low because there were not that many matches that had stipulations, and for an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, it was probably one of the least extreme we've seen in a long time. Would you agree?
I would agree with that. Even just the length of the actual Extreme Rules match itself was one of the shorter matches on the card, so...
Yeah, so we had the couple of pre-show matches to start. Nothing spectacular there. That, Sanity went over, which I think was the right thing to do. Andrade won, which was the right thing to do. He showed off that hammerlock DDT. So those were fine. They were fine. They made sense. I'm happy with them. As far as pre-show matches go, they were okay, and happy with that. You get to the main card, and you start off the show with a huge swerve with the B Team winning the Raw Tag titles. Now, this was a welcome swerve. I like the B Team very much. They're super entertaining. I did not actually think they would put the titles on them. I've been actually saying that for a couple of weeks, so I was surprised. I thought that Matt and Bray were going to have a longer run, but the B Team are very entertaining, and good for Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, and as I think it's really cool that Bray Wyatt got to be in the ring to see his younger brother win his first main roster title. As a brother, brings a proud tear to my eye. If it was you, I wouldn't let you go over, but I'd let you watch me go over you. So, brother things.
That's all right, because I'd be the GM and I'd fire you.
Yeah, but I'd be the owner, and I'd buy up all the wrestling companies and never let you work for
The
any.
only thing you own is your failures, like you costing us our tag team rematch.
I'm sorry, but you cost us the tag team rematch.
Oh, really? Who was it that correctly predicted that Carmella would win?
Yes, but you wouldn't let me pick Lashley.
That's because Roman always goes over. Even when he loses, he goes over.
Except for that he lost, and we'll talk about this later. Your fault. Your fault.
It's your fault.
Anyway, so moving back, so the B team won, so that was pretty exciting. Big swerve. So that actually got us in a pretty good mood going through the show. What was it? What match came after that?
That is a good question. I'm gonna vamp while you look this up. I actually did really enjoy that first match. B team super entertaining. I'm really happy to see Bo Dallas have a title on main roster. It's just he has joined now the prestigious list of people that have held main roster gold and NXT gold, which is incredible, and I'm very, very happy for him. Also, let's not forget that Bo Dallas was an NXT champion, because a lot of people do forget that, and like I always say, he is one of the most underrated performers on main roster, in my honest opinion. Joe, could you take any longer to look this up?
Yeah, I almost got it. Yeah, so it was Andrade, then Sandy, then the B team. And then it was Finn Balor, and he beat Baron Corbin, which was great. And everyone predicted that he would. And then it was Carmella. Let's talk about this match. So this was the worst match on the card, and one of the worst women's matches in the history of professional wrestling. -5 stars.
I mean, it wasn't all bad. We got to see Asuka kick the shit out of Ellsworth for real with his body armor.
Yeah, he had that body armor on, so she was just teeing off on him. But just Mella's reign's been garbage.
Yeah. Mella has been garbage.
Yeah, Mella is garbage. That's not entirely fair. Mella actually, I think, has done some really, really great heel character work, and is one of the few pro wrestlers that stays in kayfabe almost 24/7.
Yeah. Baron Corbin did the same thing, and he lost Money in the Bank. But she gets to win for being a dick on Twitter?
Yeah.
What about Baron?
Yeah.
Justice for Baron.
I mean, Baron Corbin got stripped of Money in the Bank for speaking out against the WWE doctor for not believing in the NFL concussion protocol.
Justice for Constable Corbin.
Anyway, so Mella's reign in terms of wrestling and booking has been horseshit. She goes over Charlotte the night that Charlotte has just beaten Asuka in the undefeated streak, which was middle finger to the audience #1, and then she beat Charlotte a second time, which was middle finger to the audience #2. She then beats Asuka again with the help of James Ellsworth, who we thought we were rid of forever. Once again, weakening her character and being like, oh, she can't do it unless she has a man, blah, 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 which is fucking, it's so fucking frustrating. And then she beat Asuka again with more cheating and more nonsense. So she pretty much hasn't really won clean. She's basically a huge disaster, and while her character work is great, I just don't think that she deserves to have the title anymore. I'm over it. I think her cash-in was, moderately exciting at best, and I'm just done. I'm done with Carmella.
Her laugh makes me physically angry.
Well, that's, I think, is part of trying, the heel thing. I don't hate her because she's a heel and we're supposed to hate her. I actually love her character. I think she's really, really has done a good character. I just think her wrestling is subpar, and her championship run has been basically just beating the two best superstars on the roster, but not really beating them in a decisive way that made her look good. I think it's weakened her, if anything. Moving on, the Shinsuke Nakamura match. Squashes Jeff Hardy, Nutshot, Kinshasa, victory, perfect booking.
Oh, it was great.
A lot of people didn't know this. Jeff Hardy is working through an injury, so he's going to have a rematch with Shinsuke on Tuesday night. Probably will lose that very quickly as well, but he's working through injury. I think both Hardy brothers are feeling pretty beat up. Matt's been tweeting some cryptic stuff about them possibly getting ready to retire soon. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that. But Shinsuke's finally got some gold.
I'm so happy that it finally happened, and let's talk about what happened after the match.
Oh yeah, and then Randy Orton returned, and he was looking at people. He returned out of nowhere. But he didn't RKO anyone. He just stomped on Jeff Hardy's nuts and is probably heel now, which is great because thank God nobody wants babyface Randy. They want heel legend killer, punch you in the head Randy. DDT Shawn Michaels' wife and then kissed her, Randy. Or was that Triple H's wife? I don't remember. He DDT'd someone's wife and then kissed her in front of the person who was, I think it was Shawn Michaels. It was brutal.
Yeah, it's called Vintage Orton. Look it up.
Yeah, Vintage Orton is savage. But I'm excited. Heel Randy, no face Randy. Yay! Up next was Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens, where Kevin Owens actually won after being chokeslammed through a table out of the steel cage. His feet touched the floor first. Was the most extreme moment of the night by far. Pretty dangerous bump. KO took it super well. He's got some kayfabe injuries right now, so we might not see him on TV until SummerSlam. Who knows? But Braun continues to look great. You know, he is gonna probably leave SummerSlam with the title after cashing in, after inevitably Roman wins it, which is shitty. Here's actually the match that I had the most problem with, and that was the Bludgeon Brothers beating Team Hell No. And this was weird. So they had a beat up backstage angle where they kicked the crap out of Kane, and then Kane came out in a cast. And some people were saying that Kane actually broke his leg or fractured it or something earlier in the day, which is really sad because I wonder what the initial plan was. But Bludgeon Brothers ended up pinning Daniel Bryan. Really weird thing to happen considering all the momentum he's had. But if there was injury involved, I don't know. Booking was confusing. The match wasn't particularly good. So didn't love that.
Yeah, it was a very strange match to watch from an outsider's perspective, but the most important bit of information to come out of Extreme Rules, the hammers are not toys.
Yeah, they hammered that door, that metal door, and left a huge dent, so that was very exciting.
Yeah, that actually made me like them more.
The hammers are going over. Up next was what we all believed was going to be the main event, but was reportedly changed at the last minute due to fear of the fans shitting all over it, and that was Lashley versus Roman, which was actually one of the best matches of the night. I really, really enjoyed it. I was super happy to see Lashley win, and I was actually had been cheering for Roman, but was, because we picked him, but was pleasantly surprised to see Lashley win, and he pinned Roman with a spear, which is Lashley's move, but it's also Roman's move, so like kind of embarrassing for Roman. Like, you throw that move enough, you think you can see it coming, but you can't.
Yep.
You can't, can you, big dog? Get back in your cage.
I was pretty shook.
Yeah. So that was good. That was good. Yeah, I enjoyed that. So overall, as you can see, these are some of the reasons we've enjoyed the pay-per-view. Alexa retained in a crap match. Yeah, that sucked.
Ronda looks strong.
Yeah, Ronda looks great. Ronda's going to win the title at SummerSlam. And then the AJ versus Rusev match was really good.
Yeah, probably best match on the card.
Really, really enjoyed it. Thought Rusev, showed off. It was kind of a dusty finish with Aiden screwing up and revealing the turnbuckle. Hope Rusev gets another legitimate shot at being champion at some point. Really do. And then, Dolph retained in the main event that the fans of Pittsburgh ruined.
Yeah.
By hijacking it.
What are you doing, Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, what the fuck, guys? Like, it's two of our favorites, two of the internet darlings, two of the people that people are always like, they don't get enough opportunities, they should main event, blah, 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 and you hijack the match with Royal Rumble 10 countdowns nonstop? Why?
Yeah, the first time it was like, I get it, they're doing the clock thing, and then it just kept happening, and it was just, it was a very good match as well. It's what I always want to see out of an Iron Man match. They had that great 10-minute section where they just traded 4 or 5 falls back and forth.
Yeah, and there were some people on Twitter saying, 3 falls already. They went 30 minutes the other day without one fall going. This is it. The thing is, the psychology in a match can be different. If you're just throwing haymakers, you're going to leave yourself open to get hit, but you're also going to knock some people out. And that's what they were doing. They were just throwing haymakers.
Also, it makes sense that if you take a fall, you're more likely to get pinned again.
Yeah.
Like, that makes sense.
Yeah, let me give you a football analogy here. If you're playing Madden and you're trying to win in the last 2 minutes and you're just throwing Hail Marys, you have a much greater chance of scoring touchdowns, but a much greater chance of throwing an interception as well. That's what this was. This was Hail Mary after Hail Mary after Hail Mary. And it was exciting, because sometimes it's exciting to watch a match like that. It was really good. But the fucking fans, you took away from something that was beautiful. And the next time that Roman's in the main event, like he will be at SummerSlam, remember, we had an opportunity to show that we actually want what we claim to want. And you fucked it up, you Pittsburgh dicks. You're on my shit list. You're on my shit list.
Also, the match got restarted, and it was really short after that, and it was kind of weird, but...
Yeah, well, that made, Drew looked really strong coming out of that. He really took it to Seth. Dolph looks like a, chicken shit heel, but that's okay. He also performed really well, so.
Yeah. I love Dolph.
Yeah.
Well-known secret.
Yeah, you do. You do. All right, well, that was Extreme Rules. Let's talk about... So we did like it. I think the booking made a lot of sense for the most part. The match quality wasn't as good as it could be, but the good matches were really good. And the bad matches were, mediocre. There were a few that were really bad. But I want to talk about some of the fan reasons that they said for didn't liking it. So Owen at him, why name is Owen on Twitter, said they didn't like it because of the classic ending, because of the ending of 2 or 3 matches. Classic wrestling fans nowadays. I love the pay-per-view. Oh, so Owen actually liked it. That was.
I'm sorry. Can I stop you for a second? Him, why name is Owen? It's hi, my name is Owen.
Oh. Well. Him, my name is Joe. And moving on. Pete at Pete D. Opolis said, wish Jeff Hardy was 10 years younger because he would have had an epic match with Nakamura. Instead, Jeff got the nut shot of death, didn't even mess up his makeup, and lost the U.S. title like a jobber. Then Scott Steiner's math lessons at Ruru Bebe said, like a jobber? What? He lost quick because he's injured. It's that simple. And then Pete Opolis said, exactly, that's simple. Like I said, wish we had Hardy from 10 years ago. That could have been awesome. Instead, we get nothing. So basically, he's sad that Jeff Hardy isn't a young man who's less injury prone. Okay. Yeah. Fair. Me too. Yeah. Spees in the benchmark at Spees Benchmark said, personally, we dug it. Not sure where all the negativity is coming from. Oh, there was a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there was a lot of people who. Okay. Red Leaf Retrocast parentheses Retro Twitch at Bowling JD said, feuds were dull with nothing to truly invest in. Not much incentive going forward. Too much weird comedy within many of the matches. Not a single match truly stands out or was memorable. This all just reminds me too much of late WCW. Interesting. What do you think about that?
I would disagree. I would say there was a couple very memorable spots. I mean, I appreciate that you like what you like and you don't like what you don't like and you're speaking out about it, but I mean, let's be honest, the cage spot was not the most extreme spot in the world, but it was cool and it was memorable.
Cage spot was very memorable. The Roman versus Lashley match and the Styles Rusev match were the 2 best matches on the card. Will I remember any of them as being particularly great in 5 years? Probably not.
I mean, maybe if that's Rusev's only world title shot, which is a possibility.
Yeah. But they were pretty good, and I'll think about it for a little while at least. Not many WWE pay-per-views have matches, not counting NXT, but have matches that you think about for years and years and years to come. They're not, it's not New Japan or Ring of Honor. That's not really what they do. Like if you get, a 3.75 star quality match, however, wherever that falls on your ranking system, but like a slightly above average match, like that's pretty good for WWE. And if the booking makes sense, which I think, he said not a lot of incentive going forward. I don't think that's really true. AJ now has a clear path to a new challenger. Lashley has a clear claim to the Universal title. Asuka's opportunity with Mella, in theory, could be completely over. Naya's opportunity against Naya is certainly over, and you lead into the Ronda versus Alexa stuff. So there was actually a lot here in terms of moving. B-Team wins, new champions. Yeah. Ziggler clears out the Rollins problem definitively, like he's going to have a new challenger. So
not to mention, first time the Intercontinental Championship has main evented a pay-per-view since Brett and Bulldog.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to disagree with the Red Leaf Retrocast there. Nina Arnone at Nina Arnone 1 says, I'm from Pittsburgh and the fans embarrassed me. Plus, the WWE needs new writers. The cheating is getting old. Dolph Ziggler didn't win. He cheated. This will be my last pay-per-view. Wow. Okay. That is someone who takes their wrestling very, very seriously.
I mean, in the words of Ron Burgundy, that escalated quickly.
All I gotta say is, don't work yourself into a shoot, brother. HH. Let's see. Here's Return of the Drew Mac at I Am Cristiano 7. It didn't feel extreme enough. Like I expected some hardcore stuff. I liked Strowman throwing Kevin Owens off the steel cage. Now that was extreme in all capitals. And probably highlight of the night. Also, Rollins has a major, in all caps, problem on his hands dealing with Drew McIntyre. Yeah. Those are all very well said criticisms. It was not extreme enough. And yes, Drew McIntyre is like a big deal, and he's going to cause some trouble for a lot of people. Richard Fowler at Richard805047551, is that your phone number or something? I don't know. Said the Asuka Mella match sucked, so did Hardy Shinsuke. I actually liked Hardy Shinsuke. But
I very much liked
I like
it.
that the booking of it makes sense. Plus Shinsuke needed a huge win like that after being buried by Styles, and because Hardy was injured, so it totally makes sense. Anyway, are they waiting for Charlotte to return to have a rematch at SS? Is that why Asuka gets to lose? And what was up with that Hardy match? Love that Orton is back and going to be healed. We also love that Orton is back and going to be healed. Yeah, Richard, Hardy is injured. That's why it went down like that.
Yep.
So let's see. We'll do one more. Sports with Luke at Sports with Luke said, the show just felt long and drawn out. Take away the crazy KO bump and the show, a disaster crowd, just bomb on the main event. It really just pushed anything for a serious Ziggler push. As this comment doesn't make sense. As I'm reading it, it's not like regular sentences. Very confused. Sorry, at Sports with Luke. A lot of people are saying, are we just focusing on the negative? No, but that tweet was specifically to get the negative opinion because we were such big fans of it. Well, I guess that's... Oh, no, I forgot I have one more in our DMs. The Wrestling Man at the Wrestling MA2 said, overall the pay-per-view was okay for a B show. I was impressed with a few moments, with fave match being AJ versus Rusev. Least fave was the Iron Man match between Rollins and Ziggler. Thought the match was okay. The finish was crap. Yeah, you know what?
I can
That's
see.
fair. It's not the best finish, but I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah, Rollins looked strong at the end when he looked like he was going to win, and I mean the restart with the distraction was but at least Rollins looks strong.
Yeah,
makes room for him to go into the Universal title picture.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Raw.
Yeah. But that being said, overall, I would give the Extreme Rules pay-per-view a B-. B-.
I would give it a B.
Yeah.
But the B stands for best.
The B stands for best. Well, we did enjoy Extreme Rules. We hope that you guys enjoyed it as well. Thank you for listening to Tag Me In, Bro. That will be the end of the main event, and we will move on to our final closing segment. That'll do it for us here at Tag Me In, Bro. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes, Podbean, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Spotify, wherever it is you listen. Drop us a 5-star review. Follow us on Twitter at Tag Me In, Bro. Follow John and myself at JF Tantillo, at BFLO _Codebreaker.
No underscore.
No underscore?
No underscore.
No underscore.
You're a fool.
A fool and a scholar. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed the show. For my co-host, John Tantillo, I have been Joe Tantillo. We'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw, which we will be reviewing after having attended it live. Someday. That's a strong bad reference for those of you that remember HomestarRunner.com. Anyway, goodbye, universe.
Goodbye, universe.